Did you know you can create a buttonhole using just your blackhead sewing machine without using any buttonhole foot? Hello friends, welcome to my channel So Easy with Somie. On this tutorial, I'm going to be showing us how you can use your blackhead sewing machine to create a very neat looking buttonhole. For this tutorial, I'm going to be using a vest that I made. The video is up on my channel in case you are interested in knowing how to make it too, okay? So you are going to decide which part you want to create your buttonhole. For me, I'm going to be using the right side of my vest, okay? I pick up my button and I place it on where I want the button to start. From there, I'm going to make a mark above the button and below it. This is to mark out the exact size of your button. So after doing this, the next thing I'm going to do now is to grab my measuring tape, and from there I'm going to measure 2.5 inches down, okay? And I'm going to be placing my button on the middle of that 2.5 inch. Just watch closely as I'm doing it. You can use any amount of space you want. You can use 1.5, 2 inches, 1 inch, 3 inches, depending on how much you want to space it out, okay? For me, I'm using 2.5 inches. So I'll go ahead and repeat that same process till I'm done creating the space for my buttonhole. Just mark 2.5 inches down and then use a chalk to mark under and above the button. And that's it. The next thing you are going to do is to figure out the allowance you made for your buttonhole. In my case, I used 1 inch, so I'm going to go ahead and mark the middle of that 1 inch. If you look closely, I'm not marking exactly 1 inch, I'm marking the midpoint of that 1 inch, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and do this on all the spaces that I created. Just mark 1/2 inch, okay, the middle of my 1 inch. It's now time to create your buttonhole. To do this, you are just going to go ahead and thread your bobbin, okay? Because you are going to be using 2 threads to sew this. You put your bobbin first and then you put your main thread, and you're just going to go ahead and thread your machine the way you normally do, but this time around the only difference is that you are using 2 threads. That's just it. If you are watching this video and you are not yet subscribed to my channel, can you please do that, okay? I create helpful tutorials for beginners. Before you start sewing, make sure that your machine stitch length is set at 15, just as I'm showing you here in the video. So to create your buttonhole, place your presser foot down directly on the mark you made as your button length, okay? Just sew straight on that mark. Watch closely and see what I'm doing. When you get to the end of the mark, you turn it around like so. Press your presser foot down again and sew 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. When you are done doing that, you turn it over again and sew straight, stopping at the same place that you started your stitch from. Then when you get there, you turn it over again. Put your presser foot down and sew 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. So you are going to turn it and repeat the same process. You are going to do this for about 2 to 3 times, okay? So that's basically what I'm doing here. So I'm done with the first one, and this is what it looks like up close. Okay, you can see how neat it is. So I'll go ahead and repeat the same process on all of the spaces I made, okay? Let me show you one more time how to do this. So I've marked out the space I made, then I start my stitch. I'll sew a straight stitch down to that mark. Okay, when I get there, I'm going to turn it over and I'll sew 3 stitches, 1 2 3. After that, I'll leave my needle inside, raise up my presser foot, turn it over again, put my presser foot down, and I'll sew a straight stitch. Let your stitch stop at where it started on the other side. Okay, let the both of them be at the same length. When you get there, you turn it and you sew again 3 times, 1 2 3. Leave your needle inside, raise up your presser foot, turn it and sew a straight stitch again. Okay, just like that. You're going to repeat this 2 times or 3 times depending on the amount you want. When I'm done, this is what it looks like up close. See how neat it is. You won't even believe it's something you made with a blackhead sewing machine. I'm done with the stitching part. The next thing to do now is to create our opening. Okay, the best thing to use to do this is a seam ripper, but I can't seem to find my seam ripper. That's why I'm using a razor blade to do this. So if you're using a razor blade to do this, just be gentle, take your time so that you don't hurt yourself. Okay, cut it gently. So that's exactly what I'm doing here. Pay attention while doing this. Make sure your cut is at the center, that it doesn't enter your seam. Okay, do it gently. So I've opened it up and this is it. So I'll just, if I have a lighter, I'll use it to burn the excess. Okay, or I'll just use our scissors to trim it off. Just make sure it looks neat. We are done creating our buttonhole, so I'm now passing my button through it. Okay, you can see how easily it's going in. So that's it. So I'll just go ahead and open up the rest. This is the end of this tutorial, guys. If you are not yet subscribed, please subscribe, like, comment, share. Okay, thank you. Bye.